Yo, this is the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show. It's your boy Firms, and I'm here to chop it up today. Talk about the Man United game against Wolves, man. Man United away. Got the win, got the victory, got the W 4-1. But it wasn't an easy game. It wasn't an easy game. It was worrying. It was a cruise control second half, don't get me wrong. But in the first half, it was shaky, and this is in typical fashion what Manchester United do. We give teams that is rock bottom, teams that are performing poorly, the opportunity. Just give them a smidge of hope. You understand? This is one of those games where Manchester United should have easily have put to bed, easily should have walked away with a clean sheet. I mean, Wolves hasn't scored a goal in like what 8-9 hours. But what happens? You come to Old Trafford. I mean, not Old Trafford. Sorry, you play against Man United. You get a goal. You get some joy. You get some change. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's worrying with Manchester United, because how are we supposed to see out a game comfortably? I mean, it explains all of these games where, we're up against Everton. They went down to 10 men. They get a shot on goal. They score. West Ham, only a couple of shots on target, a goal. Palace, again, only a few shots on target, a goal. We had this situation many, many times where it doesn't take much for the opposition to score against Man United. We make it too easy for them to score. This is a team with five at the back, and it don't feel like we've got five defenders. You know, albeit Ahmad is a winger playing right wing back role. I get that, but we've still got that numerical advantage from a defensive perspective. And Manchester United just seem to concede every game. Like, keeping a clean sheet is literally a luxury for Manchester United. If we can let Wolves score against us when we've got five man at the back, do you know what I mean? Like, Manchester United has to, without a shadow of a doubt, rely on their forwards to dig us out of a hole. Because Wolves, we ain't gonna get an easier ride than Wolves. Wolves have been terrible this season. They are relegated already, basically. Do you know what I mean? It's been confirmed that they're going to be bottom of the table going into the Christmas, January break, whatever. And yeah, they can. We're almost certain that they're going to get relegated. And we gave them a bit of joy. We did. I saw the fan base. They were getting into it. Like, when they got their goal, it was looking a bit shaky. Luckily, half time came. Amarin probably had some words with the boys, got them fired up. They came out in the second half and handled their business, and finished their dinner. But it was worrying. I have to give a big shout out though to Mason Mount, man. Mason Mount in the pockets, you know, that left 10 role. He's been amazing. Like, every time Mount plays for Manchester United, we're a joy to watch. We're a joy to watch. I mean, he's a joy to watch, should I say. I mean, he makes us play better, undoubtedly. Um, he raises the performance levels. In his interview, he's always on a goal. He said, when Bruno had that ball, it's his cue to make tracks. Do you know what I mean? Because he wants to be on the receiving end of a pass, across, a through ball, whatever it may be. And he took his goal nicely. It was a sweet little volley. And look, I was so happy for Mason Mount. Mason Mount is finally, getting some good performances in, finally being able to play games without the worry of being injured. Do you know what I mean? This is the longest stint, so certainly I can remember, of Mason Mount, playing back-to-back games. He's probably started how many games now? Or not started, but played in at least 13, 14 of our games, some minutes to some degree. Mason Mount he's been solid, and I'm happy for him, because compared to, like, when we first bought him for like the 60 M's in total, what he had a handful of games in the first season, a handful of games, maybe five odd in the second season, and that was it. He missed about 50 plus matches in total. Do you know what I mean? He's had a really rough ride at Manchester United. He's had a really, really rough ride, and we almost forgot about the Mason Mount that we were fighting for, that we wanted to buy. This is Mason Mount at Chelsea. The Champions League winner. The he was just a guy that was doing bits for Chelsea, and I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that. There was that worry that we wasted our money, bought a dud, and do you know what I mean? He's finally shown his worth. He's finally shown his value at Manchester United, and I'm happy for him, man. I really am. I really am. And long may it continue, because Mason Mount is going to prove to be very, very, very important for us. He already is, but especially when AFCON comes, with Amad Diallo, Mazraoui, and Bumo, the whole right side, basically. Man United is straight left-handed from December 16th. So everyone goes off on the 16th onwards to AFCON. I think next week is probably going to be the last game that they play, if they play. And we're just going to be left-handed, one arm FC. Do you know what I mean? And we're going to be heavily dependent on Mason Mount. Hopefully, Sesko's fighting fit again back. I hear he's training on grass again. So hopefully he comes back fighting fit. You know, and Cunha as well, man. We're going to need Cunha to be back fighting fit, like ready. Cunha as well. If I pivot onto him, like he's he played like a guy that really, really wanted to get on the score sheet. I mean, you should always want guys, our forwards, to play like they want to get on the score sheet. But at times it felt like a little bit forced, a little bit too much, a smidget of desperation. I just felt that he could have calmed down a little bit. You know what I mean? Take his time. You know what I mean? Play for the team, and he did. It's not like to say that he was selfish or anything like that, but I just feel like things are a bit too forced with Cunha. But he gave a decent performance. You know what I mean? He had a bag of shots on goal, and unfortunately for him, he didn't get on the score sheet. I mean, Man United was missing some serious opportunities, man. Some serious opportunities. Sitters, man. You think of the Delo one as well, through on goal, one on one, man. Hits it at the keeper, man. He didn't find these angles. It's Cunha had countless chances. You know, um, and this is one of those games where we should have at least been, you know, 4 goals up in the first half. Do you know what I mean? Let alone ended the game 4-1. We should have been 4 goals up in the first half. We had so many opportunities, man, and we just fluffed them. And it always makes me nervous. It always makes me worried when Manchester United, we don't finish our dinner, man, because it always comes back to bite us. I've named some of those games where it has already, and I just feel like Manchester United really need to get to grips with being clinical, because the minute we leave a 1 goal type disparity in this game, we're at risk. We're at risk of being embarrassed, man, just like we were against West Ham, just like we were with Everton. Do you know what I mean? And it just makes you think, imagine if Manchester United took points of these games, man, that we should have been winning. Where would we be in the table? Like, where would Manchester United be in the table right now? Look, it's just one of those. It's one of those things, man, that you're just gonna have to sit and wonder. You're gonna have to wonder how Man United could have been. But look, the air's starting to get a little thin up here. Manchester United is 6. I feel like we've climbed in Mount Everest, Rude boy. That one there. Manchester United 6 in the league, but look how run the form though. Draw, loss, win, draw, win. Do you know what I mean? It's been poor, man. Look, 15 games, won 7, drawn 4, lost 4, and Manchester United still seem to find themselves. We're almost identical with Chelsea, actually. And at one point, Chelsea were title race contenders for a smidget, for a second. Do you know what I mean? Again, not too far off Palace. They've drawn 1 extra game, but they've only lost 3. Look, and again, Palace has been getting applauded. Look, for Manchester, you can just see from this league, like, it is still very inconsistent. Like, many teams are still dropping points, and Aston Villa's managed to put a good run of form together, which is taking them into 3rd place, which is good for them, and City as well. They seem to be finding their second win. But look, Manchester United right now, we kind of are where we said we will be. Do you know what I mean? We are where we thought we would be coming into the season. Yeah, we got Cunha, yeah, we got Mbumo, but I mean, coming from 15th to 6th at the minute is, you must say, is progress at this given moment in time. We're in plus goal difference, something that we haven't seen in a long time. Manchester United seen positive goal difference numbers, you know. Shout out to Wolves. And shout out to Bruno as well with 2 goals and an assist as well. So big him up, man. Bruno, the Magnifico. The Magnifico. That guy never stops delivering. Bruno Fernandez never stops delivering. I know he's split the fan base, man. People hate him, people love him. He's like Marmite. But this guy, one thing I must say, like this guy still continues to deliver, man. He still continues to deliver. You know, this guy has 10 goal contributions in 15 games, playing from a deeper role, playing from the, you know what I mean, like the number 8 position. He has 10 goal contributions um, in 15 games. It's magnificent. It's crazy. I mean, I know he gives away the ball. He does a lot of crazy, sloppy stuff in game. He really does. But he's definitely one of those players where you have to understand, like if you're going to play someone like Bruno, you have to understand his weaknesses and you have to do what you can to support those weaknesses. I remember the Met Fred era with Bruno in front of them. We saw some of Bruno's best football, saw Bruno some of Bruno's best numbers when he had Matt Fred sitting behind him, when he had 2 engines sitting behind him, and they were positioned, they were like told to just sit. Bruno was on a rampage, you know. He's one of those type of guys. Like you can't. He's gonna make mistakes. He's gonna give away the ball. He's gonna do the Hollywood pass. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna be quick to 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 pass the ball instead of taking his time controlling the tempo. And this is what's gonna result from it. But one thing I must say, like in a game, in any game, he's got the class. He's got the quality to just make something happen out of nothing. That's Bruno Fernandez for you, man. And that's why I have to give him respect, you know what I mean? Because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is showing up when we need them to show up like that. And Bumo was that guy. He's gone a bit flat these last couple of games. I can't lie, man. He's been looking a bit like me. I was predicting raw, like he's been on form. That this guy could end up the season with like maybe like 12, 13, 14, 15 goals even. But the way he's moving now, man, is just not really in bold. Do you know what I mean? Ahmad as well, it's not really been about it. He had a decent game today, but he's not really been about it. Boom, or not been lighting up that right hand side like they were in the beginning of the season, you know. You know that first game against Arsenal, like and Boomo looked like, do you know what I mean? Like he looked fire, boy. Like his touches, his control, like that everything about him, Boomo looked like yes, like very optimistic. And to be fair, like he's still probably one of our best performing players this season, probably if not the best. But he's definitely dipped. He's definitely dipped over the last maybe 3, 4 odd games. He's just, even though he got his goal today, and I'm happy for him. Do you know what I mean? Like it was a well taken goal. Um, but I just, you know what I mean? He's got a bit flat. If you know what I mean, in the listeners, you know what I mean, man. Even Boomer, man, he's not really lighting up. But like I said, man, I'm happy that he got his goal, and long may it continue, man. I'm hoping his numbers increase, man, because we're gonna need him after he's back from AFCON. But look, like I said, Luke Shaw as well is another one of the better performers today. I think he put in a good performance, man. Some crunching tackles as well. I remember one where there was I think he was running that. I just remember like Wolves winning the ball, slipping in a through ball, and Shaw making a really important tackle. He went to ground. He was forward thinking. He sniffed out the danger. Went to ground. Won that ball back. And I think that tackle, I was looking back at it thinking, damn, that was a really important tackle, you know. It was really important because, bro, it looked scary. It looked like the Wolves guy could have been on a one-on-one. And I just feel like, yeah, sure, he gave a complete performance today. Really calm, really composed. He was our best defender to me. really calm, composed. He showed his class. Do you know what I mean? And this is what Shaw can do. A fully fit Shaw, consistently playing games, not being hampered by injuries. You'll start to see the best of Shaw. Do you know what I mean? And he's another guy, just like Mount, that we forgot about. You know what I mean? Like when they've been out for so long, you forget their qualities, man, that they can bring to a side. And Shaw in the left centre back role, man, he's doing really well, man. Staying fit. Look, he's easily one of our better defenders. Obviously, Delit for me has been an outstanding signing. Delit has been Mr. Consistent throughout, and I don't think he's getting enough plaudits for it. I think he's easily one of our better signings. And he's still very much young and he's going into his prime years, and he's had so much experience, and he's definitely got the captain material. But followed by that, I would say Shaw is another guy that's really brought a level of consistency, a base level of consistency to our defense. And you know what? When Martinez comes back into the fold, it's going to be an interesting thing, man. It's going to be interesting to see what Amarim decides to do. Do you know what I mean? When Martinez is fully fit, I can see, Amarim giving him minutes every other game. Giving him minutes today, giving him minutes. Like he's trying to get the match fitness and sharpness of Martinez back, because we do really miss his on the ball quality, his passing range, his ability to create. We really do miss that. And obviously, naturally, his aggressiveness. The South Americans, man, they come with that aggressiveness, man. He's slick on the ball as well, man. He's press resistant, able to play out from the back with ease. He makes sometimes difficult things look really easy. And it'll be such a pleasure to have Martinez back in the fold. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to Shaw. Is Shaw gonna go left wing back? Um, is he gonna is he is he gonna bench Shaw? Is Amram gonna bench Shaw? Or is he just gonna rotate the both maybe? I don't know. Is Shaw gonna go left wing back? Can he manage that? I don't know. These are all questions that probably needs to be will be addressed coming the next second half of the season. But for now, I'm just happy to have Martinez back. I'm happy to see him fully fit, getting minutes in. Do you know what I mean? And doing his thing. But yeah, man, I think overall the team gave a decent performance, man. It was a professional job again in the second half. It was a Jekyll and Hyde first, second half, but we did what we had to do, and got the points. And Manchester United is sixth in the league, as I said before. And I think it. Just looking at our fixtures though, it's going to be interesting. But just before I go to the fixtures, though, I just wanted to talk about this defense, because seriously, man, seriously, conceding to Wolves is just bittersweet, man. Like, if we can't keep a clean sheet to Wolves, who are we gonna keep it? Like, who can we keep a clean sheet to? Like, really and truly, like, who are we keeping a clean sheet to if we can't keep a clean sheet to Wolves? Can't keep a clean sheet to a 10-man Everton? Like, I really don't know what's going on with my team, bro. I really don't know. Like, if I put the list now, look at our fixtures. So obviously, we beat Wolves 4-1, 4-1, conceded the goal. Like I said, 2 shots on target or something like that. 2 shots on target, goal. Like, it's just too easy. Do you know what I mean? West Ham, 1-1. They only had a couple shots on target as well. We conceded a goal there. Palace, you know, the odd 1 or 2 shots on goal as well. Concede a goal. Everton, like I said before, concede a goal. Spurs, terrible team. Terrible team. Concede 2 goals. Nottingham Forest, concede 2 goals. Brighton, concede 2 goals. Liverpool, terrible this season. Disaster, concede a goal. Sunderland was the last game that we never conceded a goal back in October. 2 months ago. Almost, yeah, over 2 months ago. Yeah. And then before that, the other game is what when's the next time we didn't concede a goal outside of that? It's just you know what I mean? You're seeing a pattern here. It's just, where's our lot leads? July. Where's our clean sheets, bro? July. July, bro. 19th of July. Like Manchester United really need to work on our defense, man. We are sacrificing a midfielder. We're sacrificing a Kobe Manu, you know. At times, earlier on before Sesko got injured, we were sacrificing a Sesko um, for an extra defender, which is not really helping our defense because we're still conceding hella goals, which is what is not going to help our goal difference in any way, shape, or form. So, look, Man United really need to fix up look sharp from that defensive department. If we need to be hiring the specialist defensive coaches, bring them in, because at the minute, look, we did that with the set piece coaching, and it seems to have been paying dividends. So why not do that for defensive coaches, man? Get the best in class, and bring them to Manchester United. Because, yeah, I don't know if it's a coach. At the end of the day, some will say, and I can hear it now. Some will say, "Bro, it's the manager, man. It's the manager. What type of system is this? He vacates the midfield. He has Bruno Fernandes and Cass. They provided no protection, or minimal protection, should I say, to the defense. Do you know what I mean? You got Dorgu, Delo, you got Ahmad, who's not really good defensive guys, not really putting in a shift like that. I hear it all, man. I hear it all. But it's just still ridiculous that we can't manage to keep it clean. Can't manage to keep a clean sheet. Look, looking at the next fixtures, man. Just looking at our next fixtures, who we've got Bournemouth that I know. We've got Bournemouth. Who else have we got next? Let's see our next fixtures. Let's see our next fixtures. Let's see if we can predict what's going to happen in our next fixture. So we've got Bournemouth at home. That's gonna be a tough game, man. I can see it already, man. If Semenyo's not off the AFCON already, hopefully he is. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a major danger man for them. That could be a really tough game. That can be a really, really tough game. But Bournemouth, Villa, Villa away. That's an L, isn't it? It's an L. It's an L. And then we've got Newcastle. Oh, we got Wolves again. Oh, snap. We got Wolves in the space of what? 3 weeks. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that's at least 3 points. Okay, let's try and calculate what the results of how many points we'll get from these games. Against Bournemouth, Manchester United are at home. We're due to concede a goal. I say that we can at best we'll get a draw. At best we'll get a draw. So I'll say, look, a point there. One, two, out of 12 points, yeah? We've got a point for Bournemouth. Aston Villa's at L. That's an L. So that's one out of 6 points there. Then Newcastle. That's another L, man. That's 1 out of 9 points. And then you got Wolves. That should be a W. That's four out of how many points? 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 out of 12 points. That's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough. We need to get a result in either the Aston Villa or Newcastle game. We need a result, man. We can't have that. We can't have 4 points out of a possible 12. That's not good enough, man. That's not good enough. And you know what is interesting as well? Not even that, like, we'll be playing Villa, who seems to be top 4 charging right about now. But that's like 6 pointers. Like, if we're talking about trying to qualify for top 5, 6, or 4 even, if we're lucky enough, those are 6 pointers. Villa's a 6 pointer. Newcastle's a 6 pointer. Even Bournemouth, man. Even Bournemouth is a 6 pointer. Like, Manchester United really is going to have to pull it out the bag. And to be honest, don't be surprised if we do pull a result out of the bag against Newcastle or Villa. Because what I'm seeing with Manchester United is, which I'm sure a lot of you are seeing, is the games that we're expected to win, we kind of lose, and the games we lose, we're expected to lose, we kind of win. And Manchester United, we seem to do better when we have least possession, and do poorly when we have more possession. And also, Manchester United are a team that seems to play at the level of our opponents. Do you know what I mean? Like we played at the level of Grimsby, we played at the level of Everton when even when they're down to 10 men, we played at the level of West Ham, we played at the level in the first half of Wolves. Like Manchester United struggle to find a consistent level of performance. It We rise to the occasion if we're playing Arsenal, a Liverpool, a City, a Chelsea, um, and then again we just relax against the bottom half teams. We just chill, and we get punished for that. We really do get punished for it, man. So Manchester United really, really need to work on not playing again, like not playing at the level of the opponent, and not necessarily always playing for the occasion. Just play your game, do you? Do you know what I mean? And that is the only way Manchester United is going to get that level of consistency that we need. Because right now we're just too inconsistent, too unpredictable. And to be honest, that's the season. That's this season, you know. Can you imagine? Like this season is a weird one, you know. Like this season is giving me a vibe of anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? This is one of them seasons where it's got the makings of like a Leicester City type vibe coming. Any team can you put up a good performance, put up a good run of games. Do you know what I mean? You can finish top three, top two, like anyone can because the rest of the league is that inconsistent. But obviously, we know the usual suspects are going to do what they do. You know, we know that City's going to do what they do. Arsenal's going to do what they do in terms of top two. Chelsea, you would think that they'll be in there as well. But look, like I said, Manchester United, Manchester United and Chelsea right about now, we're literally equal. Matches played 15, won 7 each, drawn 4 each, lost 4 each, goals 4. They've got 25, we've got 26. Goals against, they've got 15, we've got 22. Our poor defensive records, terrible. And then the goal difference, obviously, for that reason, they've got 10 and we've got 4. But we're very consistent in, do you know what I mean? Our outcome of our results this season. So if we can confidently be saying that Chelsea's going to be finishing top 3, then why wouldn't you feel like, based off the results, that Man United can finish top 3? Do you know what I mean? So I think everyone is just, as the table shows, we've been as inconsistent as each other. You know, and I think you look at the teams like Liverpool, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Brentford. You know, they're all Tottenham. You know, all of them, even Brighton. You know, all of them are chilling behind Manchester United right about now, and everyone has been inconsistent. So this league can really end up any way, shape, or form. I still feel like it's still forming like outside of Arsenal and City and Villa now. So 3 points separate them. You know, outside of that, man, look, we've got Chelsea on, we've got Palace on 26, Chelsea, Man United on 25, Everton 24, Brighton, Sunderland 23, Liverpool 23. Like, how many points separate? Let's see. Mm, so United is, so top 4 is 26 points, and you've got 6. Bournemouth are 20th. Bournemouth are 13th in the league with 20 points. With 20 points. 6 points behind fourth spot. 2 games. Christmas period, things could change just like that. Do you know what I mean? Like the table's so, it's so it's so close, man. It's so close. So who knows what could happen, man? Who really knows what could happen? But yeah, Man United got the W, so I'm happy about that, man. We got the W. I'm happy. We moved. We get me collected off threes. How many teams can say that this season, man? I mean, not this season, this game week. Yeah, Tottenham. Arsenal, nah, nah, nah. Villa, shout out you. Do you know what I mean? So we move, guys, man, onto the next one, man. Bournemouth, you get me? Fingers crossed, man. Toes crossed. We get the W, man, and we keep rising up this table, man. Because Lord knows that we need that Champions League football. Because certain guys like Wharton, certain guys like Anderson, do you know what I mean? Certain guys like that will be transformational for this club. We'll be looking at teams that are playing in European football, teams that's playing in Champions League football. And besides that, we need the cash as well because we've got a lot of work to do, man. We've got players to bring in and guys to ship out as well, man. So come on, Man United, we need to be back in a place where we belong, performing at the highest level in the best competitions out there. Do you know what? And if it's just for vibes, so be it, man. But we need to be back there. We need to be back there. So, guys, thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for being locking in at this time past midnight. If you are locked in, just remember to like, comment, and subscribe. On your way out, man, just smash the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the game. But my man of the match before I leave is Money Mace. Money, money, money. Money, 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 money. Money Mace, always delivering when he plays for Manchester United. So big shout out to Money Mace and long may it continue, man. But honourable mention to Bruno Fernandes, 2 goals and an assist, and that shows you how well Mason Mount is doing, and I'm sure a lot of Man United fans won't disagree with my man of the match. You know, if you think it's Bruno, shout out to you as well. Shout out to Shaw as well, honourable mention. Shout out to Mendes as well, not having any bloopers, keeping it nice and calm and steady. Do you know what I mean? Not being the highlight of our games. So shout out to him, man. And yeah, we move on to the next one. Peace.